My name is Daniel Young Husband, and I'm from Nelson, New Zealand.
So we sort of plan to have a bit, sort of 4 parts to the presentation. If that's okay. We've got a small DVD clip, 4 minutes, just to sort of help get the macro view in place. Daniel will do a presentation about what he's done and how he's gone about creating his business. And I'll talk from an agency point of view, I guess a different lens, a different angle. And what if you're working in an agency or you're working for an organisation that wants to help people do this, what would be some considerations, what are some things to kind of think about, and then we'll make sure we've got time to answer any questions and stuff at the end. So does that sound okay? Good? Enjoy.
I never really thought I'd really be able to do it. Well, it's meant a whole new set of goals and challenges, and it's meant a bit of work for me. I get a bit of income coming in.
It's very limited what you can do, but doing things close up is fantastic.
People that also want to see that you're happy and independent. Because there are wonderful people out there. I haven't done it on my own. Some wonderful people that have helped me get to this stage.
My name is Sarah and there are 6 weeks now about it. One, I am a black belt in karate. I enjoy walking on the biking. 2, I'm legally blind. 3, I run my own jewelry business, and I have some free.
Yeah, I'm a diver. I'm killing the highway on the shelves. I thought it might be quite a good idea to process those and actually use that natural resource that gets chipped away by us. Daniel and his sort of creative minds that are up sort of trying to turn business.
It's told like that. And I created it because I struggled to find work.
I've kind of come on board at an exciting time. I think where Dan's business is really starting to take off.
It's a very cheap commodity to deal with, so there's no massive input financially. There's obviously equal tools, but they're cheap. We can. They work or it helps. Yeah. But there's not a big outlay, and that was also I need to brought that out. But financially, this is not a big settle. It's time.
We're expanding. Like we have some of these styles, and then we've also added bracelets, and we're just trying some new stuff, some experiments, and so far it's going really well.
The green style, the green shell is unique to New Zealand, and people haven't seen it before. You get abalone shells all over around the world, and they're not that common. And Daniel has family that his cousin was a jeweler. They brought something artists from Daniel.
How's it going, Daniel? Yeah, good, thanks, guys.
Anywhere we can, find an outlet. A lot of it comes from social media. It comes from Facebook. Daniel can say, everyone looks at it nowadays. Australia, Southern Africa, which is South Africa, England, and Zambia. So anyway, where we and our family, they've all gone on board instead of speaking English.
My dad's taught me from really young, because I always used to come last in cross country and athletics and things like that, and he always said, just keep going, don't give up.
Maybe it's like that, is never give up.
Don't underestimate.
Then I've been invited to speak at a conference. I didn't think I'd be able to do anything, but speaking wasn't something that I thought I could do. But I kind of slipped into it quite easily. till they get back. So just keep doing that. I'm really excited for what to do. And
So I'm here to talk to you today a bit about my life challenges, how I've overcome them, and created my own international micro-business. Nelson Mandela says, do not settle for less of a life than you are capable of living. As you know, miracles do happen. When I was born with poor vision, weighed 3 pounds, and had a hole in my heart. The doctors didn't think I would live for long. 10 days later, my parents were able to take me home. I was brought up on a farm in Zimbabwe, the tobacco farm. We also did cattle, grew maize and coffee. Just like all farm boys do, I learned to ride bicycles, motorbikes, even driving tractors. I have 2 very competitive younger brothers, Michael and Peter, and growing up I was treated the same as them and the same as other friends. I'm just as competitive as they are, and we're always challenging each other. Junior school, I found it really difficult because I couldn't really read the blackboard. We didn't have whiteboards then, blackboards. But apart from school, it was compulsory to do all sports, cross country, athletics, gymnastics. And as you can see on the cross country course, I'm the only one there because I'm coming first from the back. Alright. My dad always told me to never give up. And one year I won the Courage Trophy, which was for courage and determination. Because I never gave up. And I never will. For high school, I moved to Silver Linings, which is a more private school for kids with disabilities. I learned many things at that school, including I did my diploma in small farming and gourmet cooking. The teacher that I got more one-on-one with is now teaching in New Zealand. You know, having a disability, you have to adapt to different situations. So when my family and I used to do trips, seaside trips to Mozambique, I would draw a line on my foot to the sea. That is so I could find my way back. If I lost my line, I would go around the back to find the cars and go back into the chalet that way. I always find my way back. Even though you have a disability, it's good to still try new things. And sometimes mistakes happen. Sometimes I end up in quite a good story. You also learn from it. One year, we did a snow skiing trip in Austria. And one day I happened to lose sight of my family, and I ended up in Switzerland. Had to catch it. double-decker cable car, and 2 chairlifts to get back up to Austria. Difficult part was nobody could speak English. It was all German. It was a bit of a push-up. I eventually made my way back. And in December 2002, my family and I moved to New Zealand, as we lost our farm there. Anyway, 6 months after moving to New Zealand, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I had lost a lot of strength. I was down to 22 kgs, and now I'm up to 10 years later, I'm up to 38 kgs. So I have to now deal with that. It's another challenge. After that, I moved on and did an outdoor education course. I got to see a lot of New Zealand, a lot of the tramping, did lots of tramping, kayaking. I even did my day skipper boat license. I'm proud of that because I'm the only one in my family that has a boat license. But I can't drive. Can't drive a car anyway, drive a boat. And then I moved on and did a sports and exercise course where I learned a lot about my diabetes and how to control it whilst doing sports, which was really handy. Santa karate was my next challenge. It was quite it has been really difficult, but it also has been the most rewarding thing I've ever done. I started Santa karate for self-defense, but I found there was more to karate than I thought. We learn a bit more about patience, mental strength, we get physically stronger, and it's great fitness. But it's the people in Santa karate who are very supportive and like to watch you achieve and do your best. Without that, I wouldn't have achieved my black belt. So after finishing my sports course, I went to look for some paid work. For 2 years, I couldn't find anything, but had done lots of volunteer work, which was really great because I learned a lot. And I ended up finding later on was work at KFC. I didn't enjoy it, so after working for a while, so I started looking for a new job. And I found a job at Results Gym. I worked there for a year. I was doing the reception, tidying, cleaning, as well as I just started doing some gym instructing. Unfortunately, when it got to that year, I was made redundant, as well as a lot of other people. So then I wanted to work towards my own independence, and Mum and Dad helped me to find a job, find a house, and that. And I've got a playmate now, and my little dog Cassie, that's with me. My little shadow, and it's always up for a play and good fun. Now around the flat, when you have a disability with sight or something, you've got to be creative. And so I use my camera on my cell phone to zoom up and read all sorts of things, such as pay slips, the washing machine, even scratching wings. Sometimes I wouldn't know. After moving to New Zealand, when we lost our farm, I watched my family start from scratch in New Zealand. And over the last 10 years, we've done some incredible things. My dad owns his own business in building cold rooms from panel. My brother Michael is a successful structural engineer and is about to go on his OE next month for a year or so. And Peter, my youngest brother, has fielded for the national cricket team. And we're hoping he can get into the cricket team one day. My mum has many tasks, and she can pretty much do everything. She always helps out wherever she's needed. Everybody has their own hobbies. Michael and my dad enjoy diving and fishing as well as I do. But one day they came back with some Paua shells. A lot of you may know Paua as abalone. And these shells, once they've come out the water, the meat is underneath, which we eat, and a lot of the shells have that calcification on it, and they get normally chucked away or used as ashtrays. But when once we got into the shop and got that calcification taken off, I saw the shells and I thought I might be able to make something out of them. Because due to the copper in the water of New Zealand, around New Zealand, brings out these amazing colours during the shells. But as currently I was making jewellery from gumtree, which had fallen over on our parents' property after a massive storm. And then, after I had made a few shells, which I was giving away here and there, I met Tony. Now, Tony used to came to Nelson to help out parents that had kids with disabilities. He works for Beta, and he lets you know what kind of funding is out there, so we could get a bit of help. I showed Tony the shells, and he said they were great. Why don't I try and sell it, make a business out of it? So it didn't really occur to me. I thought about it and thought it was quite a good idea. Make a few more and see what we can come up with. And he also let me know what support was out there. So I now have Jada, who you saw in the video. She's amazing. She's helped me out with making my jewellery, to a bit of shopping, and even making some frozen meals after training. It's quite nice to have a quick meal. And she also comes for walks with Cassie and me. She's fun. So this is the start of my jewellery business process. So I'll draw pictures on a piece of paper of the shapes of what I want to do, and then I'll draw them on the shell. So after that, my mum would cut them using an angle grinder, which is quite dangerous, but my mum could do anything, as I said. Onto the filing and the sanding. Now I use emery paper for the sanding because the shells are quite hard. I use a lot of my sense and touch to feel whether the sides and the top whether they're smooth, because I can't see too well. And once that's done, Jada or my mum will spray it using a varnish to protect it and bring out the shine. Once that's dried, I hand them on to Jada and let her know whether I want them on a chain, a cord, or as a bracelet. We also bounce ideas off each other and come up with new ideas, which is really good. She came up with the idea of the bracelet, which has been selling really well lately. And then once they are done, I put them on the board ready to be photographed. I took a photography course so I could learn to take some great photos of the jewellery, and Jada is a professional photographer, so she helps me out with that as well. She also helped me out set up a new website, which is with an Etsy account. It's the website. Paua. And then before that, I had a good friend of mine, Tommy, who helped me make some business cards. And another friend, Andrew, who has helped me with my old website, which is on these cards at the moment. But I'll be referring to my new one as I still got the old one for a while longer. I've used a bit of my Facebook as my marketing tool. So lots of people all over the world can see my jewelry and post comments and even give me some more ideas. So once they're done, once someone's bought the Paua, I package and send them to them. And they either pay me through PayPal or if they Nelson, just cash. I have a retired accountant who is now helping me out with my bookwork, with all my profits and all my sales, which is really great to have someone like that. Now I've sold my jewelry all around Nelson, Sunday markets, to Eyebright, which is a store, to around New Zealand and around the rest of some of the world, such as Africa, England, Australia. I've got lots of family in all those places and friends who have offered to sell some for me, so I send them out to them and they would sell it for me, which is absolutely fantastic. So it's been great surrounding myself with such amazing people who have done that for me, as well as they've helped me to get to this conference by doing a bit of fundraising for me and helping me out. Now then, Tony introduced me to the world of public speaking, which I obviously didn't think I'd be able to do. But I'm here now. I have no choice. So anyway, so it's been great to come out and tell you a bit about my story and what I've done to inspire you to possibly do the same. Get out there, create something for yourself. I now have owning my own business has been great because I now have a more fulfilling day, more fulfilling life. It's just great to keep busy, really, and something to work towards. I also have some great goals. I would like to get my Paua around the rest of the world, which is the States, which would be great, which is here. And I'd also like to do a bit more public speaking around all different countries and that, to share with people of what I've done and what they can do, which is great. Basically, I'd like to help people out. That pretty much concludes my presentation. So start setting your goals, use the resources around you, but the most thing of all, don't give up and you will achieve so much. Thank you very much.